Yeah, so this video is going to help us understand why would people wait to invest when they are going to retire. And actually this will also help us to understand why most of the people get out of the business prematurely. You get, when I talk about premature, I'm talking about people going into the business and they fail before they benefit. What is that reason? The information I'm delivering to you, it is my own research. You either back it or you drop it. But all in all, you have to understand that those things happen. Oh, you're going to listen to my tech or my and this is my take. This is my reasons. You know, the reason why people fail, you know, people go into goat farming and the person came and told me, Hamis, if you say goat farming is making sense, why people are dropping out of goat farming? This is actually, we can call this the negative part of this business. In my language, they say, obuja, obwa business, or what this business doesn't want, or what you do and you're likely to fail in this business. You can fail just like other businesses. But this is my research that is happening on different farms. And actually, it will be the opposite of Hamis, why I succeed. First of all, people think about doing farming or goat farming at the end of their jobs. At the end of their jobs. What am I trying to mean? Somebody is clocking to retire and is looking for the retirement business. This is a good business, well, but as you know, we are all human. By the time you clock 60, 70 years, you've seen a lot of things, you've seen a lot of challenges. Sometimes you're even tired. And that's when you think of doing business. Believe me or not, this is a mistake that we guys have done for quite long. Our dads did it. We are also still doing it because that's what we came up with in our lives. You get, and that's what we know, that somebody get a job, you reach a certain level and get retired. This is a real effect to us. It's a real effect to Africa. It's a real effect to all of us. And it's some of the effects was why the growth of this business is not there. People are just keeping minimum numbers. People are just keeping an average numbers. When I talk about average number, maybe doing 500, you're doing an average number. But a right commercial business project could be around 1,000. And you people have the capacity to have those animals. But because of the approach and the fear that you guys have, that's why we see a lot of buildings now coming up. And when you ask the owner of the building, are you making money? Somebody says, no, I invested over $1 billion of money and my monthly money I get out of it is around maybe 4 or 5 billion. Is that a good ratio? Investing $1 billion and getting 5 million. Okay, this would be ideal. But the mistake we do, we want to try this when we're already tired. We do not grow with it. Just take an example. That the moment you got your job, you started thinking about buying land. Spent 4 or 5 years, you already got the land. Then you start investing in the technocrats or in the experts or in the people who have experience to help you. You will get a lot of challenges, but you'll go through them. The negative part of this business is inconsistency. People try to do farming. You know, when you have money, you get excitement. When you get excited, you want to do the best such that other people can see that you've done the best. Most of the people that have gone into this business, they have gotten into this business with excitement. Believe me or not, If you went through this, what I'm going to say, don't say that Tamis, I'm talking about you, because I don't know you, but I know. People come in with their monies, and if you want to start, he wants to start in a best way, but in irrelevant things. You get it? These are what people do. This is what people do, and what this business doesn't want. People invest more in structures. They invest a lot in the structures, and they invest less in the business. But I may ask you, if you do a farm and you're investing a lot of money in the structures, who is going to buy the structures? Somebody. I'm not talking to you, but if you've gone through it, it's good to learn on it. People invest over 50 millions in the house. He does a bungalow of houses, not knowing that that money you would invest in the bungalow of the house of animals is not going to make sense. I can't spend 50 millions building a house, even if I have $1 billion. But I can buy animals of $1 billion, and I spend 20 millions on the house. But also 20 is on high end. This is what doesn't connect with business. When you start, you do a very big house with a lot of money. Then after spending all that money, you come back to the animals and you want to negotiate with a supplier. You want to buy it cheap because you spent money in the house. Then after buying the animals, you find yourself buying a number that cannot allow you break even. A house is 50 millions and you want to buy goats of 10 millions. You get it? Other things you invest in. Somebody wants to first build a bungalow at the farm. Why don't you start small? Do a good toilet. Do simple structures. When the business grows, you keep growing. But this is very common in people that are retiring, because he has a bulk money, he has over 300 million in account, and he thinks that he's going to do something. I'm telling you the truth, 300 millions can only buy 600 crosses, and the whole money is done. You get it? If you talk about doing pastures, somebody is explaining to him pastures, he come out with 40 acres, and he wants to put irrigation system in the whole of it. Why don't you start with nature? Or you start with a small portion, you keep adding up. This is what people do. Comes up with his money, he does a lot of big structure, spends a lot of money there in the middle. Then what he does, he wants to build a bungalow on the farm. Then on top of that, he's spending less money to bring the animals. So that means if you still have small money with a big house of the goats, with a bungalow of your house, the end of the day, you're going to go with a poor quality. Because that's what you want to afford. That's what you can afford. You get? So when you go with poor quality, these are the issues that you're going to go through. One, the growth rate is not going to happen. The production will not be nice. The quality of the babies will take long to grow. Then at the end of the day, you start asking yourself, is this a good venture or it's a wrong venture? Then somebody comes and say, no, you wanted to start with goats. People are running away from goats. Goats die. You go for coffee. You've done this, spent a lot of money in the housing. You've put poor quality goats. But remember, what a poor quality will take is the same thing that a hybrid will take. A goat is a goat. They have to be dewormed, they have to be sprayed. But some people lied. Do locals, you're not going to spend. At the end of the day, you keep spending. You know what happens? You start hating the project. because it was a wrong approach. Because you started planning it on the wrong time. When you're retiring, you're getting your package. Then somebody come and say, no, coffee is working. You run and do coffee. The coffee is still running. They say, no, even banana plantation, you can keep picking some bananas. You also do banana. A farm is supposed to have everything. Who tells you that? I have farms I know, which are very big and inspiring. You can't even compare to any in Uganda. But they only do got specialization is a point. Patience is a point. You get it? So after doing all this, you've done now coffee, you have now done matoke, then they tell you maize. Maize now is raising. But also a farmer is supposed to have vegetables. Do you see the confusion you go in? You've even gotten workers who knows how to handle goats. But because you want to do everything, you're telling him, how do you only rear animals and you don't take care of the banana plantation? How do you do banana plantation? My coffee is here. How do you do this? And on top of that, you do not trust one manager because somebody tells you the only way you can manage farming is by having multiple workers fighting each other. Such that this one reports this reports that, and at the end of the day, they are going to fight. When they fight, everybody is trying to make sure that the co-worker is bad. In that process, even if somebody is seeing a mistake that is going to cost you 30 millions, he wants you to be costed that millions, and he put it on his friend. And indeed, the friend made the mistake. But one of them had the solution. What am I trying to say? Start investing when you're still in office. Have a general plan. I've been talking to people. Like farming really needs an overview of a plan. Then after making that plan, implement slowly. There is no any mistake. You having 10 millions and you're making a plan of 10 billions. People are always surprised with what I do at the farm and they think Hamis has a lot of money. But I made my video plan, 3D plan of this farm. It is for 10 billions. And I made it over 6-7 years ago when I'd just started. Now I'm only implementing what I have. Whichever small money I get, I put it in the plan that I had. I'm putting where everything was supposed to be. Guys, the reason why people fail or the negative part of this business is planning fast. If you don't do proper planning, don't expect results in this. And also, stop thinking that a farmer is supposed to produce everything. There is other things that I don't mention about, like how to sell the goat's dung. They buy dung also. But I can't tell you that rear goats and get the dung. No. It is additional things that happens. So my dear people, I want you to sit in your office or wherever you are. Think about of what you want to do. Do research about of what you want to do. Concentrate and insist. This doesn't mean that all of us will only be on the straight line. No, there is always challenges in the middle there. But those are turbulences that you can go through. Then finally you reach the destination. But these are the things you have to stop. Don't think that farming is supposed to be done. Sorry, you should do farming and you should do everything called farming and do everything that you know it is done in farming. Goats, chicken, pigs, cows, flowers, vegetables. I'm asking myself, that kind of person, even fish, because now these days they even have fish. You get it? I want you to get the difference between a tourism point and agri-tourism business, whereby you're doing commercial farming which sustains you and also capture other extra things on it. Because when you bring me to your farm and I want to learn, I want to do farming, you show me fish, you show me pigs, chicken, goats, cows, sheep, vegetables, banana, avocado, whatever. And each of that is in small quantity that does not even make it commercial. I pretty say, I call you a failure. And at the end of the day, you skip out of animal farming or you skip out of farming. All in all, be specific of what you want. If you follow my words, you will succeed. You saw her miss 10, 15 years ago talking about goats. Till even today, I'm talking about goats. That is the consistency that makes people succeed. If your heart aims and say, I'm going there, whichever hazard you get on your way will definitely be handled and you reach the point. The point is, these are some of the risks that we don't mention that I've been able to research and give it to you. Because some people come up in business when they are too big and they are very strong people. And we see future in them. At the end of 2 years, the business collapses. And the person just vanishes. You're not seeing him. You're not anywhere. It is heart breathtaking. So guys, take my word. Let me just wish you the best, guys. See you when you see me, and bye-bye for now. That is it. People should have to know that.